What's up, guys? This is the Hip Hop Podcast. This is Francis. I'm Robin. This is Justin. Let's get into it. Me and Justin are hip hop fans, pretty much. You're like more of a casual viewer.
Yeah,
right?
casual.
Don't even that much, but we still got thoughts to talk about. What do you guys feel about like right now hip hop? Like, what do you feel about the music right now?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people don't like it, but like I do. I like all the new stuff. The new stuff is sick.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like a lot of people, especially with the newer hip hop that's out, people kind of like want to look at the old shit.
Yeah.
The
Well,
old
like,
shit.
people are trying to compare, let's say, Lil Yachty to Tupac.
Yeah,
And I mean, like, come on, like that's two different eras. That's two totally different things.
It's like you can't compare the two. Yeah, this is totally two different sounds. What do you think about it?
Yeah, to elaborate on Justin's point, I think just like in whatever, everyone just tries to compare the past time to now.
Yeah.
Like example for basketball, people try to compare LeBron to Michael Jordan. You can't really do that. It's two different eras.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing with
That's
rap.
really true. Like, yeah, it goes for a lot of things, especially art too. People like to compare the old and the new, but like, really doesn't work that way. What do you guys think about the industry right now? Like, Chance just won a Grammy off streaming an album. That's crazy.
Yeah, he didn't sell anything either. I don't know. I feel like the industry is changing to the fact that like it's kind of like not even there. Like it's kind of like just Like,
Yeah.
You can run this on your own. I mean, look at Chance, as we just said. Like the man just won a Grammy. He's being urged to run for mayor because the man's been putting like millions of dollars into like Chicago schools and stuff.
It's crazy. It's crazy how just a few years ago, like, people were selling albums physically. People were pushing to sell records and CDs, and now you just put your stuff on Spotify and you can blow up like that. It's crazy. You've seen it too, right?
Yeah, I mean, even like it's a lot with like technology. Back then, it's like to elaborate on what you said. People try really hard to sell CDs because like when they sell them, that's kind of how they got their name out there. But now it's kind of like it's like any click of the button, just click at them.
Like Apple Music. Like no one expected iTunes. You could just listen to anything you wanted, right? You used to have to download the album and stuff.
LimeWire.
Yeah, LimeWire. Like, we've all been through the struggle. So, what do you guys think about how hip hop music is going to the future right now? Like, right now, it sounds really futuristic already. The whole sound has changed. It used to be all sampling.
I think like just like also with like computer programming and like beats and everything, and with the improvement of technology, that's really gonna like up the hip hop game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, you used to have to learn how to use a record player, put the vinyl on, find the sample, chop it up, and make a beat. Now anyone can
But now
download the
just
program.
kind of like technology, it just basically like does that.
Yeah.
You can just torrent a FL Studio and become a producer overnight, bro. It's
I wonder
easy.
who did that. I feel like because it's so easy now to just get a program, put a keyboard on or something, and throw some drums on, that I'm not speaking for everybody, but I feel like when I look around at artists that I know, they don't really want to take the time to learn that stuff because it's already so easy to make a beat.
I also kind of think like in terms of like hip hop, it's more within like our generation too, because like older people, when they kind of listen to the music, they're like, what are you even saying? Like, I don't even understand.
Yeah.
And like they kind of always wonder like, how did these guys even get big?
Yeah.
'Cause I know like a lot of people, it's like they're always like, well, what is he saying? You know?
Yeah. Like, as much as that's a valid point, I feel like the older generation is always going to look at the newer generation and find fault in it.
Well, yeah, because like that's not the music that they grew up with,
Yeah.
right? Like they're not accustomed to it, and
They're
like
kind of more like kind of like Elvis Presley kind of music. They're not really like within to like what like the new generation, because like it's kind of like they always kind of like to think that like what they grew up with or what happened in their time was the right way.
Yeah, and that's not just music. Like, a lot of times, like, it's just the times changing, and it's hard to appreciate.
I mean, I get it. The lyrical content is something that has really changed. It went from, let's say, Biggie talking about his mom having breast cancer and stuff and why he's going through shit to famous Dex just going, oh man, goddamn, like every 5 minutes, you know? Like, I can see why some people are like, okay,
I could totally get the argument, because I'm sure like the artists back then who put all their heart into lyricism and saying some of the message, they're probably annoyed, but I mean, at the same time, it's hard to hate on like the new generation, because at the end of the day, they're doing what they love to do, right?
Yeah, and what I like about like the new generation is like they're literally like a new generation. They're all like 19,
Yeah.
18,
It's
like
so different.
like they're just kids trying to like get out there. And like
Yeah.
how are you gonna hate on that when
It's
that was
crazy.
probably what you wanted to do when you were their age?
Yeah. What are you guys' top 5 artists? It doesn't have to be in order.
All right.
But your 5 favorite
Okay.
hip hop artists.
I'm gonna start Logic. Then
Yeah.
I don't know if it's okay. It's a tie between Logic and Schoolboy Q, but just for like list's sake, we're gonna start Logic, then Schoolboy. Put Ferg in there.
Yeah.
I mess with Ferg quite heavy. Pac's pretty sick. I can't even lie. 5 is a small number. Cause now I'm like Joey, and then I still have Kendrick. I still have Soul.
5 is a small number. There's a lot of good artists right now. What about you? I mean, I know you're not the biggest hip hop
Yeah,
fan,
I
but
listen.
of what you know, what's your favorite?
So if we're talking about like obviously all time, well, just a couple of my favorites. I like obviously Kendrick's pretty good.
Yeah.
Big Sean's
Yeah.
kind of
Big Sean's good.
for
Yeah.
me too. Yeah, I mean, there's just like a lot. I mean, you know, another one of my favorites, I would probably say, probably I like a little bit of Schoolboy Q too.
Yeah. Schoolboy's good.
Schoolboy. I like Future as well.
Future's good, yeah.
For my last one, I mean Jay-Z's pretty good too.
Jay-Z's like a legend right now. It's kind of crazy to think that like Jay-Z was out 20 years ago and he's still going strong.
Yeah.
It's crazy for me to think that Jay-Z was like this big coke dealer, like an actual big
Yeah,
drug
he
dealer
went
from
from
New York.
like moving drugs on the block
Yeah,
to
like-
the Forbes list. What?
Like a lot of like these rappers, like they kind of like come and go,
Yeah.
but it's like he's kind of like been on the map.
Yeah,
with
he's
rap.
stayed. He's kept his ground. I mean, for me, my top 5 is kind of a long list because I listen to a lot of hip hop.
That's what I'm saying.
From
Like
old
it's-
school to new.
Yeah.
I'd have to put Biggie, of course, just for the flow. You can't go wrong with Biggie's flow. You got to put Tupac on there just for what he spoke about and what he pushed for in his music. He had a message. I'd have to say Nas because I'm pretty sure any rapper after 1994 is influenced by Nas. There's no way around it. I'd have to put Eminem in there because he literally changed things. One of the first white rappers in a black culture to win over so many people. Highest selling rapper, you can't even deny that. And one more, I don't know. I'd have to go with an abstract rapper, MF Doom. Anyone watching this, if you don't know who MF Doom is, you need to search him up because he has one of the craziest style of lyrics and wordplay that I've ever heard. I feel like he does something so different, and it sucks that people don't really know about him.
He also has a really cool mask.
Yeah, he has that whole supervillain persona.
But
Because I know me and you make beats, we can hear things now. Like before I made beats, I would hear these amazing instrumentals. I'm like, wow. And now I hear it and I'm like, wow, that's simple as hell. I
Yeah.
can do that. I feel like a lot of times people hear the new sound and like, oh, it all sounds the same. And it's true, it doesn't sound a lot the same, but you got to remember it too. Even in the 90s when everyone was on boom bap beats, it sounded the same too. Yeah, it's kind of hard to talk on. I think the sound has changed, but I mean, for all the people who say, oh, the trap or the southern sound is dominating, like it is, but you don't have to look that far if you want to find the hip hop you like. If you like a boom bap type style, you can find it on the internet, and there'll be a dozen rappers who love that style too.
I also kind of feel like all kind of rappers kind of like use like kind of like the same beats too in a way, so that's why.
Yeah, that too. I mean, it's funny because back in the day, they wouldn't. If you were caught using someone's beat, it would be a beef. They would be like, "What are you doing? Stop biting my style." Nowadays,
Now it's like whatever.
using someone's beat's a good way to blow up,
Sure is.
as long as they're cool with it.